I'm just thinking about the folks that were shopping for beef in the 1950s. They would probably be rolling like a rotisserie chicken if they saw the price of beef that we're paying today. Back in the 1950s, people were paying about somewhere between 52 cents or 55 cents a pound for ground beef in the 1950s. Think about the numbers that we're dealing with right this minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a bonus upload. I decided to jump in on a bonus upload this morning with some random tips and tricks. I mean, it's almost offensive. The numbers that we're working with today are almost, well, they are pretty disgusting, in my opinion. Things have just gotten very out of control. Very, very out of control. But here's the good news. Some of the old tips and tricks, and they're random and the mixed bag, that have worked for me still work for me even now. I can't help but share some of them, a couple of them with you right this minute. But before I do that, are you aware that back in the old days when people placed a phone call, back in the day, 50s and even in the 60s and all the way through, I think till like somewhere in the 70s or 80s, people were spending money on per phone call. They would call it a message unit. So if I want to place a long distance call, we're talking about perhaps over $2 for the phone call. Yeah, that individual call back in the day. In many ways today, there are things that we are fortunate and blessed about, like having all the calls routed into one thing at a flat rated price. That is a blessing. I do agree with you there. So the phone call thing, that's why people wrote a lot of letters and mail letters back then instead of spending the $2 or so on a long distance phone call. And people always used to shout louder on the phone. I don't know, maybe they couldn't hear each other as well. I don't know, or maybe it was just in their mind. But $2 per phone call or more? Whoa. Hello. It was a different world. People who did recycle things back in the day, even back as far as the Great Depression, just have to mention it. They never used the word, I'm going to recycle my bacon grease. You never heard that back then. Recycling became a thing with the word you heard a lot of in the late 60s and early 70s. That's when I remember it being bandied around a lot. Oh, recycle, ooh, recycle plastic, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay, I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. But back in the day, people recycled their bacon grease so they didn't have to buy so much fat at the grocery store. Before I begin my personal tips and tricks that still work, let me tell you something. I saw something on an ad that made me roll on the floor laughing. I'm not putting down the place that's doing it. God bless them, God keep them, and I hope they make a profit. Some people are actually selling beef fat at a premium price. I say no more. Where a lot of people normally kept their beef fat and used it as flavoring agents in their cooking, kind of like a takeoff on the bacon grease kind of thing. But yeah, there are a lot of things today that, well, I do question, do we absolutely have to do it the expensive way or utilize what we already paid for? I'm just saying. And that's a tip and trick of itself. Make the most use out of what you already bought with your hard earned money and paid for. Use it to the max. There are many ways to use things. We just don't realize this. Back in the day, people would take tomatoes and dry out the seeds, which was kind of a process I would never understand. I've never done it. And they would utilize them and grow more tomatoes or peppers or whatever it is they're growing, or potatoes, whatever. And they lived off of that. Very, very wise. Now, I'm not a canner. It's just not something for me. Here's the tip and trick. I pretend my freezer is my canning place. My freezer. Use your freezer to the maximum to save the food you already made, regenerate future foods in the future, Wrap them up, save them well, be organized about it, label and know your stuff. Don't just put something away and 3 years later you go, huh, what's this? No, 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 no. Keep track of your freezer inventory, but use your freezer a lot, especially if you're not a, canner kind of person. So for you, the freezing is your way of saving food for the future. Maximize your value. Buy yesterday's prices for tomorrow's use. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So that's a big one. Making the most of what you already paid for. Buy a whole chicken. Chicken parts cost more money. Why do chicken parts cost more money? Because they're saving the person the convenience of chopping and cutting. That's exactly it. Now, I'm a lousy cutter, so I'm not going to cut up a whole chicken while it is raw, but I can much better cut up whole chicken that has been already cooked. So I will cook the chicken. Then I will cut it up into already cooked parts, put them away, wrap them well in the freezer, take them down for a quick night of a reheat or an addition to another dish. Save your money that way. Buy the whole bird, even if you're not a good cutter. Cook it first. Way easier to cut up your chicken after it's cooked. Listen, these things work. I'm just telling you, okay? Listen, when it comes to your laundry detergent, a lot of people, and a friend of mine, I mentioned this on a future upcoming video. What she does is she labels when she opens up her liquid laundry detergent. The manufacturer says to use it up all the way to the top of that cup that it comes with. Don't bother with that. My friend and myself too use a lot less, okay? A lot less. I'm telling you, the clothes still come out cleaner. And instead of buying one of those jugs like every month, you could stretch them out to every couple of months and everything still works out the same. The next thing I've been doing for years is I don't just get one use out of my tea bag. I make sure I get 2 cups of tea out of my tea bag. What I just did was I gave myself a 50% discount on tea. Now everybody knows by now that's been following my channel that I actually enjoy instant coffee. Some people like it better fresh brewed. It doesn't matter the way you like your coffee. Try to get the maximum amount of coffee from whatever kind of coffee you drink. Okay, now according to the coffee jar that I work with, I could get 50 cups, 50 cups of coffee from the jar that I get. And I asked myself, is this really true? If you follow the package directions to the letter, yes, one can literally get 50 cups, 50, out of one jar of instant coffee. Do the math on that. All right, so sometimes we have to sacrifice a little bit and maybe forfeit a slight little change of flavor. Big deal. If that's going to equal money saved, I'd rather be ahead of the game than behind. And when it comes to saving money, like actual money, work with a realistic number. This is my biggest message to anyone listening to this broadcast this morning. Take a number at the beginning of the month or whenever you are fully funded, whenever you get paid, whatever way you get your paycheck, whether it's your, senior retirement check, whether it's your work paycheck, pay yourself first. But don't pay yourself first with an unrealistic number that you're only going to go back to and take from again. Don't do it that way. Take a realistic number that is not going to affect you at all. For some people, it's small, for most people, it's going to start off small, like 20 or 30 or $40, whatever it is. Don't go by percentages. Go by the actual dollar amount. I used to recommend the percentages, but I realized because everybody's months are different and they vary, work with the number that's workable for you and forget about it, okay? Just keep forgetting about it. If 25 is a working number for you every time you get a paycheck, then work with your $25 and your life goes on. Nothing changes. Nobody's inconvenienced. But you might say, but Jan, that's so little. It's still $25 that you have now that you didn't have the previous month. And if you keep doing that, putting that money into a separate account, by the way, let me rewind that one. This is important. Start a brand new separate account apart from the account that you're always using. This way you avoid any temptation into touching that money. Repeat, rewind monthly. Repeat, rewind monthly. 25 every time you get a paycheck. That's it. If that's the number that works for you. Again, Figure it out. Find out the real number that works for you. You don't have to go for the hardcore big number and then you abandon the cause. No, 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 no. Even in 2026, everything that I mentioned still works and still helps me out. So be realistic. Know your numbers. Sit down, have a cup of tea or whatever. Do things calmly without distraction and really know the numbers and really be honest with yourself about the numbers. That is the only way you're going to arrive at a workable plan. Thank you so very much for being here for this bonus upload. I come on every single day at 5 a.m. Every once in a while, I'll jostle it up and take the 5 a.m. show and pull it up to earlier time, like a few hours earlier. But that happens maybe once a week or so. Okay? Just saying. But I am uploading every single day. Enjoy this upload. Have a great day, everybody. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family. Thank you. Come on. You know, this thing definitely has its own mind of its own. I'm telling you, it's crazy.